Well guys, it finally happened. My old greenhouse, I had to take it down. It was completely falling apart, and then conveniently I dropped a tree on it when I was trying to clear a dead tree out of my backyard, so that kind of was the final nail in the coffin. So what I've come up with this year, and I'm not 100% sold on it just yet, but check it out. So I got some PVC pipes. These are 10-foot poles joined in the top, makes a cross beam. But right here, you probably can't tell, is deer netting or bird netting, wildlife netting, whatever. And I got them zip tied on there quite a bit. So it is covering the entire greenhouse, the garden area, I guess the previous greenhouse area, with deer netting, bird netting, what have you, all the way across in the 180 loop from the top going over. Yeah, so I did manage to salvage the, it looks awful I know, but it's the nylon or the cover that was on the old greenhouse hoop house that has a zipper for the door. So that kind of solved my problem of how I was going to put a door on this thing. I couldn't seal it completely off, I wouldn't be able to get in. Yeah, but so there you go, that's what I have for now. I'm not 100% sold on this yet. Like I said, this is still, I mean, it's fairly flimsy. I don't know if you can see it kind of moving around. If it gets too flimsy, or if the deer do somehow knock it down or whatnot, I'm probably just going to take the poles, just leave the poles up, take the cross beam out, and then make it into a more sturdier, probably get some wire, like chicken wire or something, kind of make it just, we'll take the roof off, is this what I'm trying to say, is take the roof off of it. Let's make it into about 10-foot tall wall, which a deer should only be able to jump 8 feet, they said. Let's just hope my deer can't get over that. There you go, but just check out a little bit of my compost pile. Sun's in your eyes, you can't really see. That's coming around just nice. And I figured since it's such a nice day out, I might as well plant something, even though it is still a bit too early. But let's go inside the new makeshift greenhouse, deer cage I like to call it. Keeps the deer out, theoretically. I'm gonna plant something, just show you what I do for planting potatoes. Yeah, all right, thanks. Be right back. All right, so I'm back, and I'm inside of the deer netting, semi-greenhouse, hoop house, whatever I'm gonna call it. But here I have my raised bed right here. And in this, I figured, you know, in christening the new greenhouse, I should probably plant something. So I was just doing some grocery shopping, going through, and you always gotta throw the old stuff out. This big russet potato. Yeah, supposed to make awesome baked potatoes with this, but as you can see, it is sprouting something else right there. So I figured, why not plant this? And just for good show, I had 2 of them, so no one needs to fly solo, right? So there you go, it's got a friend. Now, what I need to talk about now is amending your soil for potatoes. For what I gather now is that potatoes, like a lighter soil, helps them actually be able to form tubers and roots and everything like that. So this raised bed is going to be a great example, because like where I live is such hard red clay, you're not going to be able to dig down unless you have a tractor or tiller, and even at that point you're going to hit rocks, and the soil tends to recompact and compact with the rain, and it rains nonstop here in the summertime, so it's really a losing battle. I've tried to grow potatoes in ground before, and they've never really formed any kind of roots at all. No tubers, nothing really developed, because the ground was just too hard. So in order to kind of combat that, I'm going to put these in the raised bed right here. But I want to add a very specific ingredient that I think is going to help out. And if everyone says you want to add sand to clay soil, that's not necessarily true, because you don't want to put like playground sand, or whether you put sandbox like for your kids or something, you don't want to put that into your soil, because that's not going to make any difference. It's just going to, at least where I say it, it doesn't blend. It just, you'll have the clay and you have the sand, it won't mix together. What I do is check this out. So this here is actually sand off the riverbank. My grandma lives next to a river, and it kind of overflowed its banks a little bit, and when the water retreated there on the grass, there was probably 3 or 4 inches this deep, silty river kind of sand that just kind of piled up there. So this is what I like to add to a lot of my beds, especially for peppers and now potatoes. This is one of my secret ingredients right here, river sand. Yeah, that's what's going to probably be a little bit of fertility in there, because it did come off the bottom of the river, so there's probably silt and sand, and you can see little pieces of wood in there, some leaves that washed up and everything. So I'm hoping this stuff right here is going to be good enough to get my potatoes off to a good start. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in and mix it around, and put these 2 potatoes in the ground. Like I said, if it works, it works. If not, like I said, they were just going to be thrown away anyways, so why not experiment and see what happens. And if the deer somehow get through here, in this little enclosure of mine doesn't work out. I'm really not out anything just yet, so it's kind of a trial because I haven't planted any kind of crops of value in here as of yet. So let me go ahead and dump this sand in, mix it around, and put these two potatoes in the ground, and I'll get right back to you. So the sand's all mixed in pretty well. This is very, very friable soil. This was just raised bed soil last year, a lot of compost and manure and things like that. So adding the river sand to it's gonna give it that much more friability, which is hopefully gonna be good for these potatoes. And if you look, the soil doesn't go to the top because I read you're supposed to mound up your potatoes, so it gives me room to add more and more on top as the potatoes get bigger and bigger. Hill them up, I guess is the proper terminology. So all I'm gonna do is put this guy there. I'm gonna put this guy here. I wish I had a third one to add right there, but whatever, this is just a trial and experiment, so that's about 4 inches down. Just gonna go ahead and cover this guy back up like this. There you go, hope for the best. But there you go, guys, that's my new greenhouse slash deer enclosure. Adding some soil amendments to your potato beds. Yeah, and it's only March 17th, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. It's probably a little too early to be planting these potatoes out anyhow, but the next couple of days we're gonna get some light frost, but after that, it looks like we're gonna be in for some warmer weather, so hopefully it's not too early, but like I said, nothing lost. Just some spare potatoes I was gonna throw out, so if I'm getting something out of it, it's more than I was gonna get anyways. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.